Who's that disciple? It's Ouyang Zichin. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I looked up several different how to pronounce things. That is the topic of today's video. This forgotten disciple who everybody seems to forget. Most times when people talk about Mdzs and the disciples, the students, the kids, the juniors, if you will, they think of Jinling or Jingyi and, Lei Wan. They don't really think of the other students. And it's like, these three are the big ones. I admit, they're like present throughout most of it. They have big roles. Well, not necessarily, Jingyi as much, but he has a big presence, if you will. In both the animation as well as, the Untamed, you are primarily seen, honestly. You're going to see Sizui and you're going to see Jingyi. And, that's just how it is. They're from the start and onward and, they're like almost always in the background at some point and they're interacting. But Ouyang, again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. We're going to call him my boy, okay? Because he's my boy. My boy here, he unfortunately has the aspect of, in the animation at least, he hasn't appeared yet, okay? He's been in the manga, he's in Untamed, and obviously the novel, but unfortunately, my boy is not due to appear until the next upcoming season, which is the last season, because he doesn't even show up in the story until the Yi City arc, which is what is the start of season 3. So we're going to be seeing him soon whenever, we get a season 3. After some digging, I did find out that one of his family members does briefly appear. So, you get a semblance of his family, I guess. Because there's no way that's him, because this was 10 years prior. So, I'm assuming it's like an older brother or uncle or something. You're probably asking, what's so special about your boy? Why are you making a video about him? He's not even a main character. He's a third-ary character. To which I say, you should care. Because he's amazing. And I'm going to tell you why. This pure sweet boy may only be in at the start of the Yi City arc. And he does appear several times throughout it. But despite the little amount of time he has, he makes himself known, okay? This guy is such a gentleman that when he is asked about what this ghost looks like that's roaming around, this bleeding, from the mouth, dead girl, he actually says that with a bit of grooming, she is bound to be a lovely girl. He describes a corpse as lovely. And when he finds out, the tragic backstory and everything, he grieves for her. And it's such a dramatic fashion. Just full on cry. And it's like, yeah, this is very sad what happened to Aquin. It's tragic, really. But at the same time, the way he is so overly emotional about it, and it's so exaggerated to the point where you just almost can't help but to laugh at his tears, which is kind of messed up. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But he's just such a pure-hearted boy. And he's that way not just with the Aquin incident, but with everything. He has this ability to just affect the other juniors. He even gets some of them to join him in burning paper money for Aquin. And it's like, how are you this pure, this wholesome? This pure boy then decides, after this whole Yi City arc, he decides that because they all survived this ordeal together, that they're friends now. Like, there's no question about it. Jingling and the Lan disciples, they're all his friends. He becomes kind of like a peacemaker. Whenever the Lans disciples would be fighting Jinling and his other disciples, you know, he's there. And he's like, hey, you know, let's not fight here. We're friends. Let's get along. Not only that, but he's the one that sits across from Jinling. Nobody else would sit with this sourpuss of a kid, but my boy will. He'll wholeheartedly sit across from him, carry on conversations like they've been best buds for their whole life. And you just can't hate him for that. Throughout the series, he's also able to joke around with Jingyi and be serious with A1. And if you look closely, it almost seems like he's holding on to A1. I don't know, I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure this guy could be friends with anybody as long as he wishes it. He'll somehow like worm his way into your heart. With all this in mind, I'm surprised people ship him with one of the three main juniors, because he could be a perfect companion for any of them. Now, he doesn't just believe in the power of friendship. He also believes in justice. And more importantly, teenage rebellion. When his dad tells him to join him with the other adults and get away from Wei Ying, he has the nerve to be like, you told me not to bother you guys. And his dad gets flustered and is getting upset because, you know, he's rebelling against him. And he's like, I'm not going over there. And his dad's like, come on, now. And he's like, nope, I'm never going over there. And he insists that he's not going. He's going to stand with Wei Ying. And he's not going to listen. This mad lad doesn't care what his family has to say or what anybody else has to say. He believes Wei Ying is innocent because he had saved them back in Yi City arc. And he trusts him. So he doesn't care about the mob mentality or anything, or what his dad says. He's going to do what he thinks is right. I would almost say he becomes a bit of a Wei Ying fan. After the whole kidnapping fiasco, he actually runs over and he's concerned for Wei Ying because his, neck is bleeding. And I mean, can you really blame him for being one of Wei Ying's biggest fans? I mean, have you seen this guy? He's amazing. Although it should be noted, while he may be a fan of Wei Ying, he doesn't totally understand the canonship of Lan Wangji and Wei Ying. He doesn't understand it. In fact, he was quoted as being puzzled that Wei Ying would even enjoy Lan Wangji's company. So, I guess that is his only flaw, is that he just can't see the canonness, even though almost everybody else is like, I know what's going on. In conclusion, we as a fandom need to stop forgetting this boy exists. He deserves so much more attention than he is getting. We must remember him, we must respect him, and we gotta stop calling it the junior trio. There are 4 good friends, and they all deserve to be together and not separated. And I don't know. I guess other than that, I say read the book because there's a lot more on him there. And I can't wait to see him in the next anime season. So, yeah. That's about it, really. Bye.